We will not allow rogue anonymous sources with security clearances to sell out our country.
If you improperly disclose classified information, we will find you. We will investigate you. We will prosecute you.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats working to make it crystal clear they're going after these leakers who have plagued the Trump administration since the beginning of his term. The latest breach came just yesterday. Transcripts of tense phone conversations President Trump had with Mexico's president and the Australian Prime Minister back in January were leaked in a word-for-word document. Joining us now, the man who served as the chief ethics lawyer to President George Bush, Richard Painter, and former Assistant Secretary of Defense and retired Navy pilot Larry Korb. Welcome to you both. Richard, what effect do those words that you just heard, because they were crystal clear, but what effect will they have on these leakers? Because nothing up until now has.
Well, most of the leaks are not of classified information. Those leaks are not illegal leaks, and those are not the leaks that he is talking about. The Attorney General is talking about leaks of classified information. And leaking classified information to anyone, including to the press, is a criminal offense, and they are right to prosecute that crime. Now, that should not be, once again, confused with other leaks of information that is not classified that happens to be embarrassing to the president or to anyone else. That happens all the time, and that's not the business of the Justice Department. But classified information absolutely cannot be leaked, and those people should be going to jail.
Well, what so far has been classified? Because much of the leaking is more who had dinner with whom with the president, or the president was angry about something, or, you know, things that make people look a little bad, but not necessarily anything that's classified. Has anything classified been released that you say, bingo, that's it?
Well, I believe there has been some classified information leaked, and there have been some prosecutions in connection with classified information being leaked. Most of it, though, is not classified. Right. And unfortunately, the president's rhetoric focusing on leaks, most of it is leaks coming out of the White House of non-classified information that is embarrassing to the president. And we should not be using the Justice Department to be intimidating people who are talking to the press against the wishes of their political superiors. That's an interference with the First Amendment. I don't think the Attorney General is doing that, but he needs to make it very, very clear. We're only talking about the classified information, and the other leaks, well, that's the president's problem. That's politics.
Larry, at the Defense Department, you certainly had your years of watching leaks. Have you ever seen this many in an administration?
No, I haven't, and it's not just since I worked for President Reagan, but following all of the other administrations, the two President Bushes and Clinton and Obama, you haven't seen this much. I think the question is why, and I think it is because a lot of the people who are there are career government employees. They're unhappy with what's happening. They think some of the things we're doing are endangering the country, like releasing the transcripts of those two phone calls show that the president is causing problems with a lot of people we should be working closely with. After all, I mean, we've got Marines in Australia. They've supported us in every war we've been in, even Vietnam. So you do not want to be antagonizing them. Then you've got also, I think, some of the factions that hopefully General Kelly will get under control that are not happy, and they're putting stuff out.
Well, yeah, but again, I think you're right, Richard. You've got to really make it clear, and perhaps even to the president, that this won't stop the leaks that have been coming out of the White House about less important things. Richard, does Special Counsel Robert Mueller move to tap a grand jury? That move that he, at least it was leaked yesterday that he's been doing that as part of the Russia investigation, means that he's honing in on at least some targets?
Well, I think he is honing in on some targets. By the way,
sorry to interrupt, that Marine One is landing right now at Joint Base Andrews, and then, of course, President Trump will get into Air Force One and fly to Bedminster, New Jersey. Go ahead, Richard.
Well, I think there is clearly there's some crimes that are being investigated. Who committed what crimes, that has yet to be determined. There are serious issues with respect to the collaboration with the Russians and whether that was criminal. There clearly was collaboration. That's what that meeting in the Trump Tower was about. But whether it was criminal or not has yet to be determined. There are questions about whether people lied about contacts with the Russians or money they received from the Russians, obstruction of justice issues going all the way up to the president.
But, okay,
and then,
but
of course,
would
the
he
financial
bring-
ties
would
of the
he bring a
Kushner
grand
family,
jury
the Trump
together?
family, and others with the Russians. And that may be illegal, perfectly legal. We don't know. So that's what they're going to investigate. That's Robert Mueller's job to investigate those things. And I think the White House really needs to just stop talking about it. In the Bush White House, our policy was you do not talk about a pending investigation. When I was the ethics counsel in the Bush White House, we made it very clear to people that no comment was the only appropriate response to a pending investigation. It just doesn't help to have Kellyanne Conway talking on the press about this investigation when she doesn't know what she's talking about. Or the president. He ought to be focusing on policy and doing his job as president, not on this Russia investigation.
All right. We've got to run. And Larry, thank you so much. Richard, we appreciate your expertise in this.